And we're coming in hot here as we were actually in game 3 of this series already. So didn't quite get it off the start, but we're getting in midway here. Switch these sides here. There we go. Of course, St. Clair's going to be on the orange side for the first time all season. That threw me off there for a second. As we see Ramen going to put St. Clair on the board nice and quick after Humber got themselves a bit of an early lead. But Saint's going to shut it down nice and quick after Ramen basically just had to touch it just the slightest little bit with nobody home on defense to finish that one off. Trying to get the update as to what the actual score is so far. Of course, unfortunately, coming in a little bit quicker than I like to, but nonetheless, still happy to get to see both teams here in action as we now have Ramen, of course, charging on through. Going to be passed by it's Yob, who puts it in the front. That's going to be the shot. Going to be going wide. Taking a look at this Humber College squad real quick as we see Spoods gonna basically use Wishes as his own player. Passes it right in front of him. There was nowhere he could go. Had to try and like drift away, but I think it was too little, too late. Tried to redirect, could not quite find a piece of it. Of course, this Humber College squad, this is of course free. It's Yob and Wishes, and of course the St. Clair Saints green squad for AVGL is Ramen, Spoods, and Nitrix. There's a bunch of new signees here, and another nice tip here. This time, Nitrix gonna find the back of the net this time by puts it in the bottom left-hand corner after Ramen brings it from the rooftops, and just enough of a redirect to just put that defender right back on his lid. Nothing you can do there. And Saints seem to be running away with this one. And how about another one? Spood's just going to absolutely take this all by himself, all the way up top, dodges the defender, and finds himself the nice little tip just to put into the back of the net again. Where is the defense here from this Humber College squad? I wonder, because this is about the second goal I've seen from them so far, where there's absolutely nobody rotated in the crease at all, and just leaves it wide open there for the Saints to make whatever play they wish. And unfortunately there for Yob, he goes for the aerial play, does not quite make contact. Does hit it in the end, puts it into the corner of his own zone. Ramen, however, redirects towards the net, not going to find it. Yob's going to push that one aside. Nitrix trying to slow it down. Free is going to push it up to the skies for at least the second. I'm being told it's actually game 2 in this one here. Of course, sorry for confusion. And that is going to be free, putting it into the back of the net off the pass from Wishes. We looked away for just a quick second here. Let's take a look and see what happened. So Wishes just kind of bounces it off Spoods a little bit as he gets demoed and puts it into the back of the net. Okay, so if I'm reading this right, this is actually a Humber College win for game 1. I'm going to double check and make sure that was correct, but we'll have to see. This Humber squad does have a couple moments of brilliance in here, so they very well could have taken that game here from our Saints squad. But we'll just cast the match at hand. We'll catch up with everything else a little bit later. Unfortunately, the nature of a quick hot run in here, we do see Humber redirects, and there we go. What looked like a match that was going to be Saints running away with it, all of a sudden, Humber has brought this back within 1 with 1:30 left to go. Saints won game 1. Okay. There we go. I think we're caught up now. Off face-off, we're back in Humber's zone. Of course, 1 goal away from possibly tying this one back up. Saints on the offense to try and get themselves a little bit of extra insurance here. Go into game 2 and possibly keep the 3-0 streak alive here. Nitrix tries to make a little bit of a juke, but it's going to be pushed aside by free. Spoods to the rooftops. There's one Saints player around that was Ramen up in the skies, but it's going to be Yob who tries to get it out. Not going to happen. Ramen's still going to keep it in the Humber zone as a minute warning does go up. Now or never here for this Humber College squad to try and take this game, push it to overtime. Wishes going to try and make something happen. Does bounce it off Spoods. It's worked before for them, but not quite going to happen this time as Nitrix is going to be up in the skies. A little bit of interference there from Wishes. Of course, goaltender interference. There's no penalty for that in Rocket League. Go for it as much as you please. But this time, Wishes, from interfering with the goalie to being the goalie himself, going to get back there just in time. Ramen intercepts the clearing attempts, though, but a huge save from Free is going to keep this within one. Wishes gets past Spoods, but not Nitrix. There's so many members on the side of Humber, though, and we have ourselves a tie game. 4-4. Humber just getting themselves on the board right when they needed to, as Yob gets the pass from Wishes, and a little bit of assistance there from Free as well. Nitrix could not get a piece of it, and that is going to tie this one up. Still 20 seconds left to go, but we might be seeing overtime for the first time in this summer season. I'm going to try and stop the center. He could have himself a clearing opportunity. Nitrix is downfield, but Yob is going to push it above the crossbar. Bit of an awkward shot here. Wishes, he's going to actually turn this one around, and Humber College are going to get themselves on the board and shut down the 3-0 sweep streak, unless Saints could somehow score with 3 seconds left. How the tables have turned. Can something happen within the last couple seconds? It is up in the skies. It's going towards the Humber zone. Nitrix, he's going to drop it down, but it's not going to get touched. Right in the crease. So Humber College, the Cobalt squad, going to get a point on the board. Shut down the 3-0. We seem to have lost Spoods, so we'll have to see how quickly this next game gets underway. There we go. We are all caught up here. So Saints, of course, took game number 1. And then Humber gets, honestly, big props to them there. Off the hat trick from Wishes. They were down like at least 2 goals there. It was 4-1, I think, for at one point. And they brought it all the way back, tie it up, and find themselves the winner as well on top of that. Beautifully done there from this Humber Cobalt squad. I'll be hopping into game 3 in just a second. Of course, a big shout out to everybody for tuning in here tonight. Always a pleasure broadcasting these matches here for you. Even if it could be a little bit hectic trying to get a little bit of extra bonuses here. As long as we get all the teams on screen, I know personally I'm happy, so... Okay, without further ado, let's hop ourselves into game number 3 here between Humber and St. Clair. All tied up 1-1 apiece. And off we go, game number 3, and Wishes is going to find himself a pretty decent face-off victory all the way into the corner. Nitrix going to try and take it out, but it's going to be shoved aside by Wishes again, right back into the corner. Spoots does carry it out, however, dumps it into the Humber zone, chases it down, but he's not going to be able to get past Free. Yob on hot pursuit, going to just take his time with it, pops it towards center, nobody there to take the shot, however, so Spoots is just going to pass this off to Nitrix, who puts it up high. Wishes there to meet him. Spoots back into the corner of the Humber zone. Free is there to challenge them, however. Bit of an awkward angle for them, however, so he's going to push it back over to Wishes, who's there in his own corner, flips aside. Yob going to try and clear, a bit of an awkward one, however. And actually, Spoods just maybe got a tip of it, but not necessarily full contact, because that ball did not move in the slightest. Going to put it right back to the St. Clair corner. Nitrix over to Spoods. Shot, open net, and St. Clair going to take care of this first goal here in this third game. Nitrix finds the opening. So many members of Humber were all being overly aggressive, and Spoods just with the one-timer had all the time in the world to put that one into the back of the net. Completely neutral face-off, but that lets Nitrix run away with it. Big save there from Yob. Brahmin, though, that redirect beautifully done there off the initial shot attempts from Spoods. Bounced it off the wall, actually, and sure enough, Ramen right there for a tip. Yob flying through, but could not get a piece of it. Spoiler, just inches away, but could not make contact. Saints off to another good start, but I mean, we've seen this before. Humber can definitely make the comeback here. And a free is looking to get it started, but Ramen gonna shut down that first initial shot. Another shot attempt. Spoods, though, with the save that might as well been on the goal line, and with so many Humber players getting aggressive, it left that net wide open. But Yob, with the last second save, absolutely huge. He gets another huge save and puts it into his corner. Huge defensive effort there from Yob, getting 2 huge saves to keep this one within 2. Free, going across the crease, not going to be able to knock it down for a teammate, however. Nitrix is going to be in the path of Yob, gets completely demoed. Ramen with a little bit of a retaliation shot here onto Wishes. 3 minutes left to go here in this third game. Awkward bounce is going to just end up putting this into the St. Clair corner, but some of the members on the side of Humber are not exactly well endowed in regards to their boost count right now, so kind of stuck playing on the defensive for at least just a second. As soon as they do, though, Spoods is going to be the casualty of another solid demolition. Redirects there from Yob, but it's going to be Spoods with the save. Free looks for the centering attempt, not going to find it, however. Ramen all the way into the Humber zone, passes it back to Spoods, but it is going to get intercepted here by Wishes. Trying to bring it in himself, bounce off the backboard, not quite going to find it. Free is there, awkward pop fly in the Saint zone. Yob trying to get there in time. Free's actually going to get a piece of it. Nitrix going to push this one out off of the hood of Spoods. Ball stuck in the neutral zone for a second. Spoods looking to make the play, but Free is not going to fall for it. Breakaway attempt there for Spoods. Does get shut down. Ramen in the Saints zone. Bicycle kick there from Nitrix was a little bit slow, however. Could not quite get it to Ramen. Which means that the Humber College squad able to pick this one back up in their own zone. Spoods, however, gets in the center. Nitrix looks for the shot, not quite going to find it. Ramen in the center. Can it get in there? It's going to crawl its way into the net. And it's going to be a 3-0 lead for Saints in this third game. Just barely crawling its way through, but makes it happen. Off the face-off, we're stuck in the Saints zone. Spoods is just absolutely all over the place. Falling down from an aerial. Happened to be right in the right spot. Land on the trunk, doesn't matter, still makes the save. Had some backup there anyway. Still interesting to see nonetheless. Just over a minute left here in this third game. St. Clair in fantastic position. Definitely going to be tough here for the Humber College squad to make something happen, put themselves back into this game, especially since the pressure here from the Saints is still extremely strong. 2 very strong shots, barely going to go wide, and 1 does get stopped. Wishes looks for 1. Spoods is going to shut that down, however. Would have been picked off nicely right into the bottom right pocket. Spoods looks for the carry out, going to get denied. Wishes in the corner with it, looks for the shot. Was a bit of a weak one, however, but there is a rebound. Yob is going to get himself on the board here and puts Humber College 1 point here on the board for this third game. Still have 2 to go. So 40 seconds left. Definitely possible, but improbable. We'll have to see if they can pull it off. Pop fly ball is exactly what the Saints, I think, would be looking for in this case. Just waste time as much as possible with these stray aerials. And they're going to try and make it work for them. Nitrix passes off the Ramen. Can he get the double touch off the backboard? He looked for it, but could not quite find it. Which means this is going to be Humber going the other way with it. Spood's the only line of defense, just going to try and keep it up in the skies. And he actually completely cleared that all the way off to Ramen. Off the crossbar, final shot there from Spoods. That is probably going to be the sealer, or the deal sealer here for St. Clair. Ramen took the shot himself, hits the crossbar, but doesn't matter. Spoods is right there for the rebound. Puts Saints up 4-1. And possibly if they can finish this one off. Oh, that bounce though, holy smokes. An absolute nightmare bounce there for Humber. But at least it wasn't in a closer round, so to speak. So that is definitely a motivational drainer when such a crazy face-off leads to a scoring opportunity. But the Saints, they're going to finish the job here. Going to take care of this third game and get it in 4-1 fashion. One more to go. They may not necessarily get the sweep, but they can still be keeping all of the Saints undefeated so far in this first week of action, of course. We'll have to see in just a few moments, of course. We're going to be hopping into that one in just a second. But of course, again, big thank you to everybody for tuning in. Of course, looks like the second game's actually a little bit more exciting in regards to everybody chilling in the chat. Always a pleasure, like I said before. Might be out of breath. It's been a couple of weeks since I had to commentate, but it's good to be back, I'll tell you that. Without further ado, possibly the last one. We'll have to see. Game number 4 underway. Saints match point. Can Humber fight back, or is this going to be the end of the road here for this first week of action? As we see Wishes with a shot on target right off the start. Yob rebounds. Spoods could not get there in time. And Humber fans rejoice. You get yourselves on the board first, and you get on the board quickly here after Wishes pops it up, and Yob finds the way through. Spoods got a piece of it, but the post was not on his side. Definitely a big blow with it only being 10 seconds into the game to have a goal scored, but of course you just got to recuperate yourself a little bit. Realize you still have plenty of time on the clock to make something work. Just don't let that lead get any bigger. Don't put yourself into a more pressured situation than you have to be in, and we're going to see if the Saints can capitalize. Nitrix trying to make the play along the side, going to be pushed aside by Yob again. Of course, scoring that first goal there for Humber, looking for another. Spood's going to interfere with them, however, and keep this off to the sides. Wishes going to stop any sort of St. Clair advance along the left-hand side. Bree puts it down towards neutral zone. Ramen going to pick it up. Wishes tried to make the play, but he did not make contact with his. Spoods with the redirect, going to be pushed aside by Free. Ramen gets demoed, but he did make contact with the ball, still sends it into the Humber College zone. Nitrix looking for the solo shot, going to just end up going wide, putting it into the other corner. Ramen, however, comes in hot, hits Yob, but does not hit the ball. Means it's going to go back into the Saints zone. Spoods misses his mark. Wide open net, but beautifully done there from Nitrix to get back just in time. Another shot attempt. He still has enough boost. That's going to be the second save in a row there for Nitrix. Beautifully done by him. Spoods from center. Shot would definitely be on target. Yob had to go up to the sky to push that one aside. It may have been from the Saints' own zone, but that was a direct shot on the way. Still had to respect it. Ramen looking for the shot. Wishes with the slowdown attempt, tries to juke him out, but Ramen not going to fall for it. Spoods carrying it. Yob going to interfere with him, but that's a centering pass to Ramen. Can he get it off the backboard? And he does. Can Nitrix finish it? He is, in fact, going to be able to do so. We have ourselves a tie game. Beautiful play there from the Saints. Ramen going to get credited with the assist on that one after bouncing it off of the backboard. And Nitrix with just enough to tuck it in under that crossbar. Beautifully done. Three minutes still to game 4. Saints looking to finish it off right here, right now. Need one more to get themselves back into the lead. Humber A-OK hanging on to this for a little bit, but of course they want to force game 5 in this situation. They're not done yet. They would love to be the ones to hand the Saints their first loss here in the summer season. But they have a little bit of work to go still. We do see Spoods with the centering attempt over to Nitrix, and he's going to tuck it in under the crossbar again. Beautiful shot here. It's going to be Ramen credited with it as Spoods bounced it off the ground. Nice little extra touch there from Ramen, and Nitrix with the side swipe to make it all happen. Wishes reaching for it. Wishing he had a little bit of extra camber on that right front tire, but not quite going to be enough to reach that save. So Saints take the lead. Loose ball here in the Humber College zone. Going to get picked up by Wishes. Puts it into his own corner. Centers it across his own crease. Ends up being a pass over to Yob, though. No Saints were available for the attack, so going to get away with that one. Spoods clearing attempt and not going to be touched by Free. Shot on target. Going to hit the crossbar. going to be Nitrix trying to look for the hat trick here in this game to finish things off. Not quite going to find it just yet. Spoods on hot pursuit here alongside Yob. Nitrix is probably going to go chase it. No, it's going to be Ramen actually off the backboard. Double touch. The double touch might have actually thrown off Nitrix a little bit. Was not quite expecting the extra hit and messed up his angle a little bit. That's A-OK. Spoods bringing this right back in. Nice little interference there from Wishes, however. Still loose. Now in the St. Clair zone. Going to be Ramen sending it right back in. Spoods already up to the skies to try and catch that. And I have a hard time passing when the ball is on the ground, let alone from the skies. And the Saints were very, very close to capitalizing on yet another huge offensive play. Spoods denies Wishes, but Free is there. Backboard pass. Anyone available? Nobody home. Free gonna pick it up, look for his own pass. He might have done it. Spoods, though. Huge robbery. Big, big save to keep this within one goal game with a minute left to go. Series on the line for Humber. They need a goal. They need it now. We've seen them in this position before. Game number 2, they were extremely close to getting, or they actually did do it, but Nitrix, he's here with the hat trick to seal the deal versus Humber. Wants this done now. Saints just have to be defensive from now. The good backboard pass there from Spoods, and Nitrix just had to redirect it, and it was in perfect position. Saints in prime time position to take this one. Seconds ago here. Looks like Humber trying to make one final effort. Make 2 goals nice and quick. However, they can tell they're starting to get a little bit feisty. That being said, though, shot attempt's going to be denied by Spoods. Good shot nonetheless, though, from Free. Yob down in the center. I'm going to try and push this one forward, clear it from the zone. Free over to Wishes, coming in hot. Can they get a final touch on it? Does double touch, but still hits the backboard anyway. Yob is going to be denied by the St. Clair defender. I believe that was Nitrix who stopped that one. And sure enough, off he comes here into the Humber zone. Seconds counting down. The chances of Humber sealing this one is sealed and delivered. St. Clair going to find themselves yet another victory. But big props, of course, to Humber College. This one was the first one that was not a sweep here for St. Clair. Beautifully done, nonetheless, by our Saint squad, getting themselves the victory here tonight. Both teams getting themselves a victory in this AVGL Summer Series season opener. That's definitely what we like to see here for the hometown squad. Beautifully done, like I was saying before. Can't stress it enough. The fact that there's just 2 extremely strong teams at St. Clair already, and we can still get more applicants as the summer goes forward. Has me extremely excited for September, but even extremely excited for next week to see some more Rocket League action, which we will definitely see. I'll quickly reference the schedule once again here. Of course, on Friday, we had our little bit of a sneak peek at our Overwatch team, like I was saying before, in the Cheese It's Grooves College Esports Invitational. And depending on how well they do on Friday, they could very well play on Saturday or Sunday as well. We'll have to see as the event goes along. But if you don't want to wait and you want to see some Rocket League action, the St. Clair Gold team goes up against the University of Ottawa GGs, and that one is going to be on the Ontario or the OCRS's Twitch channel themselves. So we'll make sure to post it on our social medias, and if this Overwatch stream is complete, I'll make sure that we have it hosted so you can get an instant link over to the channel. Then on Sunday, we'll be right back here once again with some more AVGL Summer Series action. Probably just one match, but we'll have to see how things line up. Then the Friday after that is the interesting doubleheader, of course, for the green team as they play the University of Windsor at 8, and then the Guelph Griffins at 9. So lots of action still to come here this summer. Make sure you have followed us here on the Saints Gaming CA Twitch channel if you have not done so already. Don't want to miss a beat. We're just getting started. It's still the preseason of all things, and yet we're still already pretty busy. So it's awesome to see. One more time, of course, big thank you to the sponsors that make it all happen. That, of course, being St. Clair College itself, Tim Hortons, St. Clair SRC, Suckleman School of Business and Information Technology, St. Clair College Alumni Association and PC Outlet. Thank you all for making this all possible. And then, of course, be sure to check us out on our social medias, especially if you want to see exactly how much we have raised here for the Windsor Essex Pride Fest, because unfortunately I could not quick math while I was casting. So be sure to check the posts on our Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram later on here tonight to get the updated total, because of course the last time that I had it here, we had raised $110. But that's not including the 2 matches here today. I'm seeing here from Atmosphere here in the chat, Chris is saying 169. Nice. Nicely done indeed. The fact that we're raising so much with every day is absolutely crazy. I knew that the teams would get into the hundreds at some point. I did not expect it to be after 4 matches. So beautifully done from the team so far. Keep it up and keep raising funds here for a fantastic cause of support, of course, that being the Windsor Essex Pride Fest. So big shout out to them. And of course, a big thank you to everybody for tuning in once again. I know it was a little bit of an interesting one doing the solo cast for our first time in a while here. I know I'm kind of stumbling over my words and whatnot and rushing things, but I hope you enjoyed your night here with us nonetheless. Bringing you guys and gals the matches here day in and day out is what I definitely enjoy doing. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you had a great night. If there's anything else to take a look at real quick, looks like we're pretty much all good to go here. So with that, the next matchup, of course, will be on Friday with the Overwatch Cheez-Its tournament, and then Rocket League right after. So until then, may have some co-commentators, which actually, by the way, of course, for those who may want to learn how to do commentary regardless of how new you are to it, gladly have you give it a shot. So make sure you join us on our Saints Gaming CA Discord and send me a message there, or even send me a message on Twitter, Mr. Danners on Twitter, if you want to get involved and get some experience. We'd definitely love to have you. And with that, we'll call it a night. So again, thank you all for tuning in. I will see you next Friday for some Overwatch and some Rocket League action. Have a good night, everybody.